we did a lot of activities in class, and we did kind of writing workshop style a lot of days where I would say, okay, today I want you guys to work on, your introduction. And once you're done writing it, you're going to share it with one of your friends and see, does this make sense? Or, do I need to explain something a little more? What should be in your introduction? And then same thing for the body paragraphs. In At my school, we follow a writing design called ACEs. When we write, which stands for answer the question, cite your evidence, explain your reasoning, and then summarize your main point. And so the students coming into my class are very familiar with that. The ninth grade teachers do a really strong kind of like review of that. They do, these little ACEs writings all year long. And so by the time they get to me, it's more of, okay, this basic, what a good, body paragraph should contain. Let's do a couple of these now, turning it into more of a longer, more thorough essay. So we were kind of addressing like the writing process along with, this discussion of identity to sort of build this whole idea. So again, between like the discussions we had in class, mini lessons, sort of teaching and reviewing these writing moves for informative writing, breaking down that essay process, and then also providing different types of feedback. So, conferencing with me individually, a peer review. We also did look at an exemplar essay that a student had written the year before and kind of dissected that a little bit to give them, as much information ahead of time so that they felt confident going into their own writing. Because a lot of the times, what I've noticed is that you even say the word essay in a class, even in an English class where, I would imagine they would expect to be writing things like that. Their brain kind of like, I don't know, shuts down or it gets overwhelmed immediately. But then when I, kind of walk them through that process step by step, it becomes a lot more manageable and they're actually learning a lot of those moves along the way. And what they produce ends up being a lot more thorough and uh, complex than they realize. And they look back and they read it, they're like, wow, I actually wrote that. And it's fun to see them, sort of take ownership and take those skills and develop them further. So that was kind of my main design for the informative writing unit, was to get them to think about their identity and kind of who they are as a person, where that came from, but then also to teach them this kind of simple argumentative writing form, because later it would obviously get more complicated.